What is it with this time of year that we get to read both cozy and disturbing books? Total opposites, and yet this season makes me want to read both. So, without further ado, here are all the books that I think we should read together this fall. Well, hello, Nora. Are you going to come help me with the list? Yes, I think you are. Hi, this is Nora. She's the best cat ever, and I love her so much. You're going to help, aren't you? Okay. I don't know about you, but I am not the type of person that can just rattle off information about books I've never read before, just willy-nilly. So I'm going to have to read quite a bit off my computer. Hold on. Also, oh, bless you. Bless you. Okay. Also, sorry for the massive amounts of luggage. You know, we're still in transition, moving here to Prague. So this is my Airbnb. First up, these are in no particular order, by the way. I'm just kind of sharing what I would like to read, and I hope you read these with me too. Okay, first up, The Dark Lord's Guide to Dating and Other War Crimes. It's by Tiffany Hunt. This is available on Kindle Unlimited. It says it's perfect for fans of Assistant to the Villain, but darker and spicier. So I've actually never read Assistant to the Villain. It's been on my TBR for quite some time, but I have never gotten around to it. But it says in this riotously funny dark romantasy, a conflicted villain and his unstoppable bride from the realm's most chaotic alliance. Form the realm's most chaotic alliance. This dark and sexy fantasy romance is perfect for readers who love a morally gray antihero who stays that way. So I'm all about a morally gray antihero. Strong heroine who embraces her dark side. Touch her and die vibes. Hilarious wicked banter. One bed, forced proximity, also a trope I love. And kidnapped bride, forced marriage, dark humor. So I don't know if I love dark humor, I'm going to be really honest, but I'm here to try it out. The second one is Once Upon a Demon's Heart, The Cruel Fates Duet Book 1, also available on Kindle Unlimited, which I do quite a bit on KU. If it's available there, it's just easier for me because I don't have, as you see, I don't have a library of books behind me. I'm not one of those booktubers. I read mostly almost 100% on my Kindle. Very rarely will I have a physical book. And if I do have a physical book, it's because I loved it and I want it on a shelf. So if you've watched any of my previous videos, I actually did a video where I purged some of my books and decided which ones I was going to keep and which ones I was going to, I guess, just pack away in our storage unit. And so I do have physical books, just like I said, not behind me. So that being said, Once Upon a Demon's Heart, Cruel Fates Duet Book 1. It is on Kindle Unlimited. It is a fantasy romance. It's demigods and demons, and then it's enemies to lovers. So this is an author. Her name's K.M. Moranova. She wrote Leave Me Behind, which is a military dark romance that I really enjoyed. She is also a graphic designer and illustrator, and so she does all of her covers. She just got picked up by Bloom Books recently, and rightfully so. She is amazing. I absolutely love her writing, and I'm very excited about this. The other book that she did was obviously steeped in a little more reality as far as the characters were human and not, romantasy, like fantasy type characters. So I'm interested to see what she does with this because I just think her imagination and her ability to write these really fun, unique, very dark storylines is good. So again, I've only read one of her books, but I think this is going to be really good. Also, look at the cover. I mean, it's freaking gorgeous. So yeah. All right, number 3. I hope I'm saying this right, but A Nocturne by Katrina Hale. Also on Kindle Unlimited. It's a true crime film noir inspired standalone dark romance. I love film noir. My oldest daughter, she is in film and she's going to probably go to film school, and film noir is like one of her favorite trope, I guess you could call it a trope, like cinematic genres. And yeah, it's really cool. So, true crime, film noir, inspired standalone dark romance set in the 1940s LA. Okay, seriously. It has gore and mature content, and there's mystery to it. But hello, 1940s LA. It's going to be this so cool. I don't know if I've read any books in that time period within like the romance genre. I feel like that is maybe a time period that's kind of like not, talked about a lot as far as like maybe the books I've read. So cool. Now, Karina Hale, I have read one other book by her and I didn't love it. So this is like maybe giving this author a second chance. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. So we'll see how she does this one, but it sounds really cool. Next is by one of my favorite authors, LJ Shen. This is a third in the series. So if you haven't read the first two, I would recommend you going back and reading the first two, but it's The Forbidden Love, book 3. It's called Handsome Devil. It's a dark mafia romance. And the other two weren't mafia. This one's mafia because this follows a character from, his name's Tatum, and he was in the other two books, mostly in the second book, as like this really, what did I write about him? I said he was a side character that was super morally gray and not at all likable. This should be interesting. Those are my notes because he was just really unlikable and yet fascinating. I want to know his story. And even in those books, I thought, oh, I really hope the third book is him because he just is kind of a unique character. Anyway, also on Kindle Unlimited, if I didn't say that already. And yeah, it's LJ Shen. She almost does no wrong in my book. Like there's only been one book of hers that I've DNF'd, and that was it. Like, and I only DNF'd it because I just didn't like the characters. They were immature. That was it. So next is Phantasma, a dark fantasy romance, Wicked Games, book 1 by Kylie Smith, also on Kindle Unlimited. It is trials. These are my notes. Trials. So kind of like Hunger Games, maybe. I think that's what I read in one of the reviews. Basically, this girl goes into these like trials to try and save her sister, I think, which also Hunger Games vibes, something like that. But she's giving her life to the main male character for 10 years in like for him to help her get through the trials. So it's like getting her through this alive, but then she has to give her life for 10 years. Did my light just flicker? Guys, I swear that this room is haunted. I'm not kidding. Like, I really do think it is. And I don't have anything substantial to like ground that on other than a feeling. So, and I think I just saw my light flicker, but I could be crazy. All right. That sounded interesting. Maybe it is slightly written off the Hunger Games. I don't know. We shall see. But it's called Phantasma. Looks cool. All right. Next, In the Company of Witches, which you can't go fall without reading witchy books, right? I don't know if this is actually romance. So I don't know. This was one of the books that I've heard quite a few booktubers talking about. I know nothing else about it other than this is what the blurb says. When a guest dies in the B&B, she helps her aunt. So the B&B that she helps her aunts run. That was weird. A young witch must rely on some good-fashioned investigating to clear her aunt's name in this magical and charming cozy mystery. So, not dark, even though somebody dies. It sounds cute. Yeah, there it was. Okay, I'm not gonna freak out at all. Maybe, okay, I turned it down. Maybe I turned it down too much, and so it's like, oh, maybe I should turn off. Actually, hold on. Here, we'll just turn, should I turn it up? We'll turn it up and we'll see if it flickers again. It might be haunted. We don't know. Okay. So this next book, I've been patiently waiting for this book. I think it's going to be so, so good. The Arachnid. It is number 2 in the Poisoner series. It is coming out in October. It's by I.V. Ophelia. This is a horror book, but it's not like, it's like horror light, I think. Maybe not. I don't know. I haven't read a lot of horror, but when I first read it, and I'll have to link the video here, but I was just like, I don't know what I just read. That was weird. I don't know if I like it, but like on reflection, I loved it. I loved The Poisoner. It was so, so good. And I really want to know what happens, because it wasn't left in a total cliffhanger, but yeah, kind of. Basically cliffhanger. Comes out in October. It is about vampires. I should probably let you guys know that. It's vampires and then paranormal horror romance. It's probably one of my most anticipated reads for the fall. Okay, so next. This goes a little into lighter territory, okay? So we're going back into lighter territory. The Gingerbread Bakery by Laurie Gilmore. You guys probably all know about these books because it's like a whole world, right? Like she's created this like cozy town, and I think she's like kind of TikTok famous. But anyway, I read the first 3 and they were cute. They were cute. They're not like spectacular, but they're just like, they're good, wholesome little stories. I say wholesome. They're good little stories that like are cozy. I DNF'd though the Strawberry Patch Pancake House because the girl just annoyed the crap out of me. I could not stand it. But I liked the other 3 enough that I want to read this one. All right, this next one is on Kindle Unlimited, and it has been made into a Hallmark movie, okay? You need an easy, mindless read. This is going to be it, I think. But it's called Pumpkin Everything by Beth Labonte. I hope I'm saying that right. Again, it's on Kindle Unlimited. So it's about this girl who has to go back to her hometown to help her grandfather, because if she doesn't take care of him or whatever, she's going to lose her childhood home. Quintessential Hallmark movie, right? So basically, yeah, my notes just say, you can't get more fall than that. It is so true. So that one sounds just cute and easy. Definitely good to break up these like scarier, spookier books, I think. It's like perfect for that. And then we have The Heir. It is an enemies to lovers marriage of convenience romance. I love marriage of convenience trope. I just do. It is by Sophia Travers. Let me also say there are most of these books on this list I have not read the authors. I've only read, I think, 2 of these authors before, and everything else is new to me authors. So that's cool. I actually really like that because I feel like sometimes I get stuck in a rut where I'm just reading the same authors over and over again. And yeah, I enjoy finding new authors. So Sophia Travers, somebody kindly wrote the tropes in this book, The Heir, and it says enemies to lovers, rival families, marriage of convenience, old money, angsty high society, small town, Romeo and Juliet vibes, slow burn, protective my cat is sneezy. Protective hero, Black Cat FMC. I mean, that has like all the tropes that I love. It sounds amazing, especially like the old money marriage of convenience. My cat is talking to the pigeons outside, by the way, if that's what you're wondering what she just did. She is so cute. The cover of this book is what sucked me in. I saw it and I thought, yes, please. This is so pretty. It's so pretty. And so, yeah. And also I love a good arranged marriage, like I said. The last one is absolutely not romance, so maybe it's a bonus. This was recommended on the Peruse Project with one of her reading vlogs, and she sold me on it. But it's called A Far Better Thing by H.G. Perry, and it is a heart-rending fantasy of fairy revenge set during the French Revolution. I think it is so cool when fantasy are set in real time and places. So with this French Revolution, I love that. That's why I like romances. I like them, they're fine, but these fake worlds that you have to build in my head and then I put the people and places in them is hard. It's just so time consuming and takes a lot of energy. And so I love it when my mind and my like world is already built because it's real. It's something that I already know. And I think that that is really cool. So that is my romance books perfect for fall reading. I hope that you enjoyed it. And yeah, I think my light was just dimmed too low. Hopefully it's not because my room is haunted. Thank you so much for watching. And if you have not subscribed already, please do, because, you know, then that way you don't miss any videos. Okay. See you next time. Nora says bye.